Can you imagine finding a mailbox in the middle of the forest that receives letters from the future? This story hides a great moral that you'll discover right at the end. On the hill of blue mist lived Tilko, a snail with a shell of ancient wood and a magnifying glass on his right eye that never stopped spinning. Tilko wasn't like other snails. Instead of drooling on leaves, he collected broken clocks, old envelopes, and invisible ink feathers. One day, while exploring a moss-covered trail, Tilko found a rusty mailbox nailed to a rock with a sign that read, "Only for the brave." When he opened it, there were no letters inside. But just at dusk, something fell from the sky straight into it, a golden leaf with glowing letters. Dear Tilko of the past, the forest will change. Don't be afraid to deliver what you don't yet understand, said the message, signed, Tilko of the future. Confused, Tilko tucked the letter under his shell and decided to visit his friend Blina, an albino worm who knitted scarves from spiderwebs. Blina wrapped her scarf around herself and read the letter backwards, forwards, and with Tilko's magnifying glass. "This is a warning, but also a door," she murmured. That night, Tilko didn't sleep. He wondered if his whole future was already written or if he could change it before it arrived. The next morning, the mailbox had another letter. This time it said, "Trust the one who seems not to trust even himself. He will hold the key." Not knowing who that meant, Tilko set off to investigate. He wandered through clearings and asked insects, birds, even the old trunk that heard everything. That's when he met Plick, a beetle made of rusted metal with parchment wings who didn't speak and always stared at the ground. Plick avoided contact, but Tilko slowly approached him and offered a blank letter as a gesture of friendship. Plick accepted it with trembling limbs. With his leg, he wrote without ink, "I'm not who you seek, but I saw who is, and he lives where time forgets." Where time forgets, Tilko thought. Then he remembered the cave of the giant hourglass, where no animal dared to enter. He decided to go. Blina warned him, "If you enter, you might not return the same. But if you don't go, you'll never know who you could become." With courage, Tilko crawled to the cave's entrance. Inside, everything was silent and echoed with steps that came from no one. In the center, an owl with closed eyes held a key hanging from its neck. It was made of moon dust and parchment paper. Tilko approached. The owl didn't wake, but its shadow spoke. "Are you afraid of what you might change?" "Yes," Tilko replied, trembling, "but I'm more afraid of not trying." The shadow smiled, and the key fell. As he took it, everything shook. Tilko was pulled into the hourglass, spinning among grains that were unlived memories. There he saw his life without Blina, without letters, without the search. An easy life, but empty. And he understood that the journey, though uncertain, was what made it real. When he awoke, the mailbox was beside him. It now had the shape of a book, and the inscription said, "Write your own letter." Tilko wrote without thinking. "Dear Tilko of the past, don't be afraid to make mistakes. What matters is to keep moving, even slowly." As he closed the book mailbox, the forest glowed with a soft green light. All the broken clocks began to spin in sync. Blina appeared, floating in her scarf. "You did it, Tilko. We're no longer the same, but we're still us." Plick flew for the first time, his parchment wings now firm like branches. "Thank you," he whispered, dropping a crystal flower. The mailbox rose and disappeared into the clouds. But every full moon, new letters fell into the forest with words of hope. Tilko and his friends became guardians of the time that can't be seen, of the future built with every step, no matter how slow. Moral: the future isn't written, but our choices are the words that create it, step by step. see you very soon with more magical stories that will make your imagination soar and touch your heart in every adventure.